We're going to be quiet. It's a bit concerning. I'm trying to get this charging. Right, it's done. It's running out of storage already. Right, I'm just showing this on a pink background. Okay. At the moment, it's the 23rd of the 8th, 2018. It's very odd. I've become extremely unwell during this off of the meeting today. Now, I have some documentation evidence of, I'm going to cough again, excuse me, my throat is going again. This blinking thing keeps coming out. I need a new bloody charger or something. It's not staying in. It's better. Just going to check. Right. Yeah, I know. Maybe it's trying to hold it. Okay. Right for Northamptonshire County Council Limited. It is a limited company. It had the dot company. And Olympics Care Services Limited. My goodness me. On 1st of June 2018, one was given out-of-date documentation on a Friday by a certain public servant employee, female, where she'd I was in this public cafe, with another individual who was trying to help me, and somebody's got to him to warn him off. 2 meetings he can't help me on, and then out the blue, I couldn't record. Oh, I can't record this, that, and the other. Oh my goodness me. Anyway, I had evidence of the factual information that a certain public servant said on the 7th of June 2018, there wasn't any up-to-date diagnosis of the effects of what's happened to me since I got one over. Well, I have them with me today, and they were photocopied and ready to give to this Voice Ability Limited, one's area advocate individual. Now, the reason they put this lady onto me, she's young, she has her own disabilities, and she doesn't know a lot of the information. She didn't know about NHS opt-out system. Obviously, she had a useful advantage. I felt that she had some common sense approach. But the fact is, the key management, the key individual that had, and this individual I met today, she said, I'm not that experienced. Well, what's the point of me somebody to take over for somebody I build up trust with who is experienced in OPA or disabled people? It's known as statutory care advocate, and it's funded. The contract is funded by Northamptonshire County Council Limited, but in the department known as, they call it in statute law, legal government shared services procurement team, and that is a part of Northamptonshire. They call it .gov, but it's a company. I have the printout proof in front of me, and the managing director, a lady called Caroline. So it's LGSS Law Limited, and I had it black and white evidence in front of me. I said, "Do you want to take away a copy?" She didn't want to. Fine. So then I had emailed before I left here, a busy day. Well, a friend helped me email. This particular female, she's known as the service manager for this area on behalf of the national, in certain parts of England anyway. It's known as statutory law care advocate, statutory law 2014. Anyway, there are key standards and conduct and standards of all HCP. So, in other words, the title of this job role of this individual I've been dealing with for so long, and her line managers and others on top. Social worker, right? It's not about trying to aid me at all, because this applicant will do her best. I know she will. She's got that genuine nature about her. But I just saw an email. I've only just left her at 5:30. Didn't realise we were there chatting, because it's the first time I met the lady. Well, she's young, you know. And it's refreshing to have someone trained and a different viewpoint of things. But at the end of the day, I said, she agreed. It is a contract offer. So I said, well, if there's a meeting next week, well, I won't be able to deal with it because I'm always so ill. Anyway, on social media, there's very good people that's got documentations and evidence out there. And I told her this. They're using Facebook media platform, but it's about Save Our Services. I've posted a couple of links on social media about it. And yet they're paying the new CEO, female, X amount. Then you've got directors of certain departments. So you've got the physical. I mean, there's so many. What's the saying? Too many chiefs? I can't remember what the saying is right now because I'm tired. I need to get some sleep. But I just thought I'd come on and do a short one, because I can't see how I can progress in the factual manner, because I found an email that got mixed up with some paperwork today. And I'm going around in circles because in Limpets Care Service Limited, I mean, I've got paperwork coming out my ears from before. I said, I don't want to cloud. How is it possible to move on when you've already been abused and harmed and so much gone on in your own home? So I have tried so hard to hold individuals accountable for the talk, the harm, the non-stress, and they just get covered. Their backs are covered. If you have mates and mates or friends in certain positions, but yet they are working for the man and woman, and it looks like I'm going to have to do somehow to get some strength to put them on notice of intent, because that's to the man or the woman. It's a female CEO. And she is ultimately responsible for offers of goods and services and contracts. I've not had ever a full disclosure. And what's happened on that Friday, the 1st of June 2018, there was this privacy note. Now, when you learn certain subjects over the years, like I have, and thousands of others, contract law, well, there needs to be a lawful two-party written signed contract, and also it can be implied as well. So there hasn't been. It's all null and void. So, unfortunately, good job I got these things printed out already and photocopied. It needs to go to recorded post for them on next Tuesday. And then I need the full disclosure how I'm not just going to have a verbal offer. I'm not just going to have any offer meeting till I know where the social worker works from, because what they are doing still, and again, I've already deleted stuff with this device that keeps saying data's running out. Anyway, so there's another. It's all very political and it's just getting ridiculous, and it's all over the mainstream media. Just go and Google Northamptonshire County Council, you'll just find that this other individual, female, Catherine, for LGSS Law Limited, she's been paid a fortune, and so somebody else out the public purse, and yet elderly, vulnerable, disabled children are suffering severely. I know I need to move on, but thousands of others nationally are going through a lot as well. I mean, this is just an agenda. The agenda is smart cities. The agenda is pushing unfortunately, people that are too unwell to participate in work, it came quite clearly in a couple of comments I picked up on, that I'll just be provided the basic minimum. And then I'll still have to be fiddled about with my two thumbs, so to speak, if I could move my other hand, in the day. But it can't be provided here because I've not had the repairs. So I've gone 360 with it all. Gone right round to square one, back to square one. Because it hadn't been for Home Group Limited Housing Company Corporation, the employees deliberately blocking my choice of temporary decamp to a place that meet my needs, my disabilities and care. And I didn't need to give anyone information, just enough to aid them. Well, basically, it was all done deliberately behind the scenes because they knew they weren't going to repair this so-called live access shower room. They've been trying to get me out my own lawful right to be here for 8 years. I've got secure tender, and in statute law, secure tender means you've got rights. So you have to go to the Kangaroo Court to seek possession. And I've used contract law, common law, you name it, I know what the lawful due process is, and I've done it. So when I've been dealing with these people, I end up in hospital because of this ill health. I've got grounds to sue the man and the woman in this national company, but I am so, unfortunately, not in that healthy a position to do that. So I'm not able to accept an offer of a medical operation either. Again, a year on. So you see, it has an add-on effect on everything else. And it's not just me, I'm sure. So the changes, everybody, I mean, I don't know how it is in different parts of the world, but in the United Kingdom, definitely, so many other men and women in my position are absolutely being treated unlawfully. Now, if I had the means and fiat currency and the tangible assets, I would have gone into private and trust law a long time ago. They've even deliberately make sure I'm cut off on my own grown-up son and daughter, and ruin my relationships with them. And this is some of my certain individuals I know who's behind doing this. I can't make this public, but there's certain things I found out. You see, when I was in that meeting today, I was so absolutely find it extremely difficult to sit up in my wheelchair and try and have a conversation when there was an individual behind me. How can a man have no courtesy, no respect for disabled people when they're standing right behind you and you haven't trying to have a conversation? You know, and that was all the setup. What was happening was deliberate to distract me. I had to stop and be extremely slow in my speech with this individual I met. And she really does mean well. But I know she's tied into statute law, and that's the way she's trained. That's her mindset's trained. She is clued up in quite a few issues, and I'll give her that. She's intelligent, and I'm very impressed with how they trained her. The only downside is that I know more about contract law than she does. And I think some of the things that I found out, which should have been done all along, is out of her depth. So that's why I went to the service manager again with an email today. And again, everyone's gone quiet. So United Kingdom, all of the mainstream media again next week, it's all released. I've got to download information. What cuts are going to be made, and the target is on adult social care, children's services, a very core. It's all deliberate because when you research the subject of Agenda 2030, Agenda 21, smart cities, this part of United Kingdom is the setting stone for 2 unity councils In statute law, they call it government run, okay? But they are run for profit and raising, in statute law, council tax through the roof. It's all about control anyway. Not just in the subjects about me personally, but generally with others like me. Now, when I've seen this so-called campaign group for years keep saying save our services, I've looked at the photographs on their page and social media, and it's the same people, it's the same line, it's the same tactics for years when there's been cutbacks in one's area, and they haven't achieved anything. They just had their pictures in the paper or on TV, which is it's all control system anyway. But today I made sure I kept the facts in hand, and well, that's all one can do at the moment. I did not give any consent, and I know I'm going to, because this individual, public servant, female employee, has got people breathing down her neck to try and demand that, oh, we need to go to a house, or not a house, flat, to do occupational therapy assessments. Excuse me, there's no obligation. And these key words I've learned over the years, there's been so many emails, so much correspondence, and yet when I found out my data breach, it was deliberately done to get all of my private data since my life birth date to go onto their data protection system, because it was being a major setup in the process, not just for me, I'm sure. But when I found this out, and yesterday I was ringing around my friend's help as well, and I was fuming that so much private data, well, a lot of data is not private with the internet the way it is now anyway, but the point being is to re-traumatize an individual, to misuse that data, to have flippant comments to say the individual hasn't got this, that and the other. Well, excuse me, this so-called social worker in a job role, she has breached code of conduct, and I shall be reporting her. But also, I won't do it just yet. I shall be making sure, because all of these 40 pages of a drop down of a computer, print out computer, is not in the National Duty of Care standards to aid disabled people to have an easy read format. And this I picked up by this female advocate today. She's got a similar copy. And she did not get advanced questions like she said on the phone. And she'd just been given a similar copy, which I already had on me already. And that's a breach in statute law of, if anyone cares to know, but if anyone else got family friends going through similar in other parts of the United Kingdom, it's a lawful duty of care. I mean, check out any kind of websites or support groups or web forums, because I was seeking what funding could be available for a technology to help me in my daily life, to speak when I get the operations to type for me, because I won't be able to access to do anything for a while. So therefore, one is more in a vulnerable position in that way. So I'm having to put up again tomorrow, coming up for the bank holiday weekend, the last one of the year, so to speak, when all I being the one made to wait for so many X amount of weeks, people are not off on their lovely holidays and whatever. But they fail to realise people in my position are not being given that funding to be able to have at least a day out or a couple of weeks respite, when it used to be a different system altogether. So when I've been researching over the years, and clearly now it's all right in front of me, not other subjects I know about, but this is so clear today. It's so disheartening that the agenda is about control. It's about pushing people back into institutional environments not to be in the community, how the buzzwords are at statute law. And if you're not spiritually wised up or have some kind of belief within yourself, it's about time to get right. I would have thought, because how the mindset and your physical body can cope with the pressures of not having equality of goods and services and offer because of this bigger picture. In my area, on the 21st September 2018, there's going to be this typical national rub shoulders political black tie dinner at about £1,000 or £2,000 a ticket. And it's all about business. That's what it's about, commerce, business. Yeah, and who and things like that. And so this county council apparently had this hospitality box and a rugby area. It's well-known rugby. I'm not into football, rugby, but sports. But apparently it's been in the mainstream media again, that how much that costs the public, and that wasn't declared. There's a protocol in political arena and in statute law what should have been done, but it's not. It's all just been deliberately portrayed. I mean, you got half truths coming out of mainstream media for the public, and then the half of it you need to find out yourself. But there isn't factual information helping disabled people or their loved ones, or if they've got disabled children or the elderly. What the heck is going on? So I take my hats off to a lot of these campaign groups because they do the research, but a lot of these people are employed as public servants, so they're not going to be able to speak freely because they lose their jobs. Although they might be part of this United Kingdom unison or whatever they call it. I know one guy from years ago. He works in a big building opposite me, and certain things I know, but certain things I ain't going to mention. At some point, I need to go now. But my mum, I'm still grieving process, and I don't know what my family has done today, but I don't know what photographs they're trying to share, but I cannot be doing. They've gone quiet on me, put it that way. Yet my own son, adult son, he's friends on their social media, all of my family, more of my family members, but me, his own mum. And this is what's done deliberately, and there's things that happen at the funeral, and I tried to raise a couple of things today. It wasn't the right place. I've got photograph evidence of what I saw, what happened and stuff, and it's all messed up because of my elder brother and who he's connected to, and it's a bigger picture than this. So the reason my data got breached. So my brother's connections and the other male he knows is politically known in the area, so he can get access to my private, very private medical data. Sick. So now I'm focusing on, trying to figure out how to get things stored and raise funds and find sources and resources out, because I'd rather not have belongings in this place. I'd rather be in storage somewhere to raise funds for it. So if it comes worst to the worst, I need to get out ASAP in their corrupt system the way it is. Then I know I won't have a worry of having to have things being, I mean, it's not about belongings, it's about the worry of having to still fund if you're in a respite or whatever it might be. It's not quite a nice place. The system, the way it works in my area, is not what it used to be. And again, I'm going round in circles with this, and I said to the lady today, young lady, she knew full well there's limited resources available. So now I'm trying to work out, really, I had a family member before they went strange on me that I could move out of there once for all. and be in a location different. But sadly, they've again fall back on their offer and my own DNA family for you. So sometimes you have to just draw the line. There might be a DNA family, but they're not there for you. But you could tell who your really friends are on one hand. Well, they're not here for me. They're not here all this past year, what I've been going through, you know, and key ones especially. I mean, there's lots of things that's gone on, and you can't choose your family. And but it's all about ordinary people pulling together in times of for the way things are going. And not this subject is, by the way, it's just one of thousands of others going or kicking off around the world. So if you don't sense something's wrong in other areas too, then just turn off your TV, think for yourself, trust your gut feeling, and just get on with it. Well, find a way what works for you. I know where I'm going to end up. And it's not going to be of my best interest at all. And I can't see a positive remedy at all. And but yeah, at least I'm aware what's behind the agenda. The agenda is so true. So many good people out there is getting information out. At least I know. But I'm still trying to get everything all I's and T's and dotted in contract law. So I'll just leave it saying about look, research, whatever you are, United Kingdom, you're doing, experiencing similar problems. I really need to go and get some rest. So again, it's Northamptonshire County Council. Looking at Company's House, Northamptonshire Trading Limited, Olympic Scale Service Limited. That's just one area. How many other cuts and what other services throughout the United Kingdom is going on? How many other people have to starve and die because they're left in their own homes with no correct housing or care, no food, cuts in the benefit system as well? It's one thing after another. I'm trying to build up something else with somebody. It's very hard when you're just a target of all this. So many people in my position are just being a scapegoat for the failures of those that are deliberately caused all this. And I know this has been going on in the pipeline for years, but bigger pictures than this. This is international and national. And this is all a part of other subjects I'm not going to go into right now. But how quickly I left that individual today, and she'd emailed this public servant. So she's paid. She's not independent advocate. She is paid, funded by Northamptonshire County Council Limited. It's just ironic. And knowing that you're dealing with the devil advocate, so to speak, with situations, I'm going to go round in circles. I've had all these reports done before, and all they wanted me before I ended up in such a worse situation I am now. They wanted me moving out. Well, no, they can't, because I just moved in. And the way they were doing it, and there isn't anything else to move into. There isn't accessible accommodation anywhere else. That's why I've stuck here ever since 2012. I'm the only one singled out round here. And it is discrimination, it is unlawful, and it's just not stopped, and it won't stop until they see me out there. But there are certain individuals I know about, because they're well connected, their family members are well connected to certain people, and they get what they want. It's about who you know. It's about if your face fits and who you know. That's what it's about. It's not always about what's fair, what's lawful, what's not. It's who you know. God bless. Gotta go. Be careful, be aware.